The moment had finally arrived. Dodger Stadium was buzzing with energy, a palpable electricity hanging over the packed stands. Fans who had spent weeks anxiously watching the playoff race could hardly believe it. The Dodgers had officially clinched their spot in the NLCS, and the scene was nothing short of spectacular. Shohei Ohtani, the two-way superstar who had already rewritten history with his incredible pitching and hitting, stood near the dugout, taking in the atmosphere. His expression was a mix of disbelief and awe, mirroring the emotions of thousands of fans who had filled the stadium with chants, cheers, and tears of joy. Moments after the final out was recorded, the stadium erupted in a crescendo of sound. Fireworks lit up the sky, and the Dodgers' iconic blue and white colors filled every corner. Fans waved flags, hugged strangers, and shouted in celebration, creating an overwhelming scene that seemed almost unreal. Ohtani, who had already captured headlines worldwide for his historic two-way performance, was now witnessing another unforgettable moment, not on the field, but in the stands. The Dodgers' victory had triggered a reaction that no one could have fully anticipated. Cameras captured the chaos. Vendors stopped mid-step, employees cheered, and even security personnel couldn't hide their smiles. The stadium had transformed from a professional baseball arena into a massive celebration zone, as if every single person had collectively decided to revel in this historic achievement. Fans began scaling seats, holding banners aloft, and chanting Ohtani's name. The energy was infectious, spreading quickly across sections. Even those who had never attended a Dodgers game before seemed swept up in the jubilation, as if the atmosphere itself demanded participation. Ohtani's teammates surrounded him, laughing, shouting, and exchanging high fives. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and other Dodgers stars were equally stunned, not just by the victory, but by the sheer scale of the emotional explosion around them. Social media exploded within seconds. Clips of fans dancing in the aisles, hugging complete strangers, and waving Japanese flags in honor of Ohtani circulated rapidly online. Within minutes, the footage became trending content, drawing attention from international baseball fans who had been following the Dodgers season closely. Analysts at MLB Network struggled to put words to the scene. One commentator described it as the most electric post-game celebration we've seen in years, highlighting how Ohtani's presence seemed to amplify every cheer, every shout, every wave of emotion across the stadium. Ohtani himself was caught on camera, shaking his head in disbelief. "I've never seen anything like this," he said quietly to a reporter, his voice filled with awe. For someone who had played in front of tens of thousands of fans before, this reaction was different, unique, overwhelming, and unforgettable. Behind the scenes, the Dodgers front office was equally stunned. The owner, who had witnessed countless playoff celebrations over decades, admitted to reporters that he was taken aback by the scene. "I've seen some crazy celebrations in my life," he said, "but nothing like this. It's historic in every sense of the word." The roar of the crowd was deafening. Fans chanted Ohtani's name again and again, waving flags and signs that celebrated his dual role as both pitcher and hitter. The two-way player had not only contributed to the victory but had inspired a moment of pure, unfiltered joy across Los Angeles. Families in the stands held children on their shoulders, pointing toward Ohtani as if presenting him to the next generation of fans. The symbolism was clear. This wasn't just a victory, it was a cultural moment, a testament to the global impact of a player who had crossed oceans and leagues to become a superstar. Some fans were overcome with emotion, tears streaming down their faces as they hugged friends, strangers, and even teammates. The stadium had become a place where emotions could be freely expressed, a collective catharsis for a season of tension, excitement, and anticipation. Ohtani's presence was central to the celebration. Every chant, every cheer, every wave seemed tied to him. Fans held signs declaring, "Shohei for MVP, two-way legend," and "Ohtani magic," emphasizing the profound respect and admiration the crowd held for him. On the field, players continued to celebrate, throwing baseballs into the stands for lucky fans, exchanging jerseys, and reliving key moments from the season that had led them here. The combination of athletic achievement and emotional release created a scene that was both chaotic and beautiful. The post-game ceremony began, but even this could not contain the raw energy in the stadium. Confetti cannons exploded, but the fans barely noticed. They were too busy chanting, dancing, and celebrating one of the most memorable playoff milestones in recent Dodgers history. International viewers tuned in online, witnessing Ohtani's impact firsthand. Japanese fans, in particular, flooded social media with reactions, proud to see their hometown hero not just winning games, but inspiring a spectacle that transcended sports. As the night wore on, Ohtani took a moment to speak to reporters. He praised his teammates, the coaching staff, and the fans, but his tone was humble, almost shy. Despite the chaos around him, he remained focused on the game, aware that the postseason was far from over. Analysts noted that Ohtani's presence seemed to elevate the entire experience. Not only did he perform on the field at a historic level, but his mere presence amplified fan excitement in ways that were hard to quantify. He had become